Hello, hi, my name is Abraham. I'm gonna do the weekly report for Group 3. So I'm gonna comment on the magazine El País, which is, as I said before, is a Spanish-based magazine. I'm gonna set the headlines for this week, and we're gonna be focusing on two of the most important news, right? So the first headline would be Liz Truss resigned as British Prime Minister after a month and a half. The politician said she could not deliver on the promises she made when she was running for Conservative leader, having lost the faith of her party. So there you have it. After only 45 days, she resigns. We have the Chinese economy is losing steam and why that should worry us. LA councilman involved in racist scandal apologizes but has no plans to resign. A little headline says Kevin De Leon goes on a media tour, admitting that he has caused pain to the city's community, but claiming he still has a lot of work to do on behalf of his impoverished Latino district. Up to you guys to say if that's right or not. Honestly, they should do something about it, because if it's racist, I don't know, is he still there? But if it's not fired, it's because maybe the news are not accurate. I don't want to say that, but it's up to you guys. We have Tommy Hilfiger. Our fans are going to be living in the metaverse. Many of them are living it right now. The case between Mexico's state-owned energy utility and an obscure American natural gas company continues to advance in U.S. courts. We have the first ever vitiligo cream that is useful. It's useful, but it's not substitute for the usual treatments. I don't know if you guys are aware of what vitiligo is, but it's basically those white. It's like white zones that come out of the skin with certain people. But yes, there's a cream supposedly for that. It's not super useful or super accurate, but still in use. We have the large-scale project Rewald Desert Area, rewilding Europe, choosing a territory with a population density as low as Mongolia's 40 Iberian highlands. We have another DNA sequencing finds, first known Neanderthal family. I'm sorry. So back to the thousands year before. We have another question that is, are there really more than 300 blood types? Headlines in music. We have Monotonia, Shakira's first post-Piqué songs, offer hints about breakup. The new track is believed to offer clues about why the Colombian singer and Barcelona soccer player ended their relationship after 12 years. So there you have it. If you want to have more insight about why they break up, go ahead and listen to that Monotonia song. We have business and economy. U.S. banks feeling the economy slow down as profits fall. The 6th largest lenders saw year-over-year net earning decline in the third quarter due to lower investment banking activity and greater credit loss provisioning. We're in recession, guys. Even though our president doesn't want to say it, we are in recession. It's been like that for over 2 months now, 2 quarters. So we're officially in recession. We have falling IDB chief Clover Caron reports reprisals against his former aides. And lastly, we have Chris Miller. Making chips is the most fascinating manufacturing problem in history. I don't know if that's right or not, but for him it is. Now, with the headlines, the first thing that I want to focus on was Liz Truss resigned as British Prime Minister after 45 days. Okay, so we have Liz Truss has resigned as leader of the Conservative Party and announced the leadership contest to decide her successor as UK Prime Minister within a week. Speaking outside of the 10th Downing Street on Thursday, Truss said she had informed King Charles III of her decision and explained that she felt she could not deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. Truss' term as Prime Minister was brief. The former Foreign Secretary succeeded Boris Johnson on September 6 after winning a leadership contest against former Chancellor Rishi Sunak. But in just a few weeks, her position had become untenable as a majority of Conservative MPs, including those who had backed her during the summer, openly questioned her policies and the markets. The Bank of England, the main economic institution in the weight of public opinion, turned against her. Although Truss performed a turnaround on her historic tax cut, which at $60 billion threatened to open an unsustainable hole in the public coffers, despite sacking her ally Klaus Kwasi-Kwarteng as Chancellor after just 38 tumultuos. Her ally days in favor of the more moderate Jeremy Hunt, and despite public publicly asking for the forgiveness of the Conservative Party and the British public, the writing had been on the wall for Truss leadership. The second Wednesday was Home Secretary Suella Braverman, who was a candidate to replace Johnson during the summer with the backing of the hardline and Eurosceptic wing of the party on a ministerial code technically. She said that she had inadvertently shared an official document with a colleague from her personal email, was seen as a final straw. According to Downing Street, Truss met earlier on Thursday with 1922 Committee Chairman Sir Graham Bradley, who is responsible for organizing primaries to elect a new leader within a week. Truss says she will remain as Prime Minister while this process is ongoing. Truss now holds the unfortunate distinction of being the shortest-serving Prime Minister in British history, succeeding George Canning, who held the position for 119 days in 1827 before he died. Meanwhile, the main opposition, Labour Party, as well as the Liberal Democrats and the Scottish National Party, have called for a general election to be held immediately. Wow, this is really bad, in my opinion, for the Conservative Party. This left leaves them really bad stand-up. We have an economy and business. U.S. bank feeling the economy slow down as profits fall. America's biggest banks are feeling the deterioration of the U.S. economy and bracing for more bad news. Year-on-year profits for the third quarter dropped across all the main financial groups on Wall Street due to slower investment banking activity and more provisioning of safety funds to cover potential loans losses, despite the fact that rising interest rates also pushed up their revenue. The six largest lenders in the United States, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley, made a combined $29.42 billion in profits between July and September, 23% less than over the same period in 2021. The economy recovery in 2021 encouraged banks to release funds that had been set aside to cover possible loans, defaults derived from the COVID pandemic that did not materialize. If the Big Six released $4.5 billion in the third quarter of this 2021, this year they set aside $4.1 billion due to the deterioration of the global economy and the uncertainties about the future, as the world grapples with soaring inflation, supply chain problems, and the fallout from the war in Ukraine. That's crazy. Honestly, that's crazy. We have here a little insight on Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs reported its third quarter earnings on Thursday, and the figures show it suffered the biggest drop in profits out of the group, down 44% to just another $3 billion. The company is more dependent on investment bankings, where it experienced a 57% decline in the net income to $1.6 billion. Added to these are lower revenues from asset management and higher credit loss provisions. So yes, guys, the six biggest banks in the United States, supposedly six biggest banks in the world, they are booming. Like, it's going down, guys. It's going down. Economy is failing. We're still sending billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. I know it's a war, but I just wonder. We're helping a lot Ukraine, but that money is basically, it's not actual money. It's just we're going into debt. And who's going to pay that debt? That's my question. The debt, it needs to be paid. It comes back to us. So I'm just going to leave that question out there. Should we keep on sending billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine? Should we let Russia take over Ukraine and their ambition? How should we focus? How should we react to this attack? Why is the United States the only one sending billions and billions and billions of dollars? That's just a question. Why are we the only country sending billions of dollars? Why isn't anyone else sending that amount of money? I don't know. Questions that I like to ask myself. There you have it, guys. The biggest banks in the world, they're falling down. So have a great night, all. Take care. Be safe. Save money. Invest your money. Not yet. Just save it. Maybe invest a little bit. And have a great night.